Welcome back to OT Sports. Today we got our Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference Tournament predictions, also known as the MAAC. We got all 32 college basketball conference tournament predictions right here on this channel. This is, I believe, the 20th one, so you can check out all of the other 19. And today is only going to get more and more exciting. We're going to start with some of the bigger conferences today and continue that into tomorrow. We're in the final stretch. Very exciting time. We're getting closer and closer to March Madness, less than a week away from Selection Sunday. So this is the best place to be on YouTube for March Madness content. We don't only do college basketball, we do college football, NFL, NBA, and MLB. So if you're interested in any of that, make sure you go down and click the subscribe button, turn on the noties to make sure you don't miss out when we upload a video. If you enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like. As always, my Discord next are linked in the description. You can join that, you can follow that, whatever you'd like to do. But let's get in to this bracket here. We got 11 teams, standard 11-team bracket. And yeah, let's start making some picks. So starting off with the 8-9 game, Mount St. Mary's, who I feel like has been in the tournament quite a bit recently, taking on, I don't know how you pronounce this team's name. I believe it is Canisius. So, Mount St. Mary's versus Canisius. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one short and simple. I'm going to take the Mount. I'm going to take Mount St. Mary's. They're quite a bit higher in KenPom. 241 in offense, 213 in defense, compared to Canisius's 284 in offense, 228 in defense. So, Mount St. Mary's is better in them in both categories. They like to speed the game up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take Mount St. Mary's to get this one done. Iona taking on Manhattan. Manhattan is the second lowest KenPom team in this conference. They have had a pretty tough year, 7-22, 341 in offense, 317 in defense. Not great overall. Iona is actually one of the higher teams up in this conference. They are actually the fifth highest team in this conference in KenPom. 215 in offense, 225 in defense. They're a very well-rounded team, so I'm going to go ahead and take them. I think they'll be able to get it done. I believe they have FDU's old coach from last year when they beat Purdue, so he knows how to get it done in March. And I think Iona could be a dark horse to win this conference tournament. Now, looking at the 6 versus 11 game, we got Niagara taking on Siena, and this one, not much of a question for me. I'm going to take Niagara. I'm not very high on Niagara this year, but I'm going to definitely take them here in the first round over Siena. Siena's had a terrible year. Niagara, 225 in offense, 280 in defense. Siena, on the other hand, is one of the worst teams. They're the fourth lowest team in KenPom in all of Division I. They're 4-27, 358 in offense, 326 in defense. That's just not good enough. I'm going to go ahead and take Niagara to move on to the quarterfinals. Now looking back up at the top, Quinnipiac taking on Mount St. Mary's, and I actually am going to go ahead. This one's close. I don't know. I just don't like this Quinnipiac team very much. They just don't impress me. They are the second highest KenPom team, 23-8, very solid record. But we've seen a lot of conference, 1 seeds go down early, which does worry me a little bit for them. I'm going to go ahead and take them here in the first round. I trust them a little bit more than Mount St. Mary's, and I do think they're a solid team. But they do concern me a little bit. I think their tempo will be enough to get them through the first round. They're ranked 18th in tempo in the country. 4-seed Ryder taking on 5-seed St. Peter's, and this is one of the tougher games to predict in this whole tournament. I'm not gonna lie. I went back and forth on this one. I really like St. Peter's defense. They're ranked 91st in defense. They got a 16-13 overall record. The offense does lag behind a little bit. But the reason I like Ryder is because they played a very tough non-conference schedule. They have the 19th hardest one in the country. They're 15-16. So a little bit, worse in the overall record department, but they can still stand their ground. 226 in offense, 216 in defense. A little bit more well-rounded than St. Peter's, but I'm actually gonna go with St. Peter's. They've they've done it in March. They're a little bit more, experienced. I haven't seen Ryder do much in my entire life. St. Peter's, a couple of years ago they made it all the way to, I believe, the Elite Eight. So I'm gonna go ahead and take them. I'm gonna trust their defense. They got a top 100 defense in the country. I'll go ahead and take St. Peter's, but Ryder could be a sleeper in this conference. Them and Iona, I honestly really like in this conference as dark horses. I could see both of them going out there and winning, but I am going to take St. Peter's. 2 seed Fairfield taking on 7 seed Iona. This is another really tough one to predict. Fairfield is the highest ranked team in this conference at 167 overall. They got a 20-11 record, 133 in offense, 238 in defense. Just outside the top 100 in tempo. This Fairfield team is just very well-rounded, complete team. They do lean a little bit more offensive, but the defense isn't, atrocious whatsoever. Iona, very well-rounded team as well. 215 in offense, 225 in defense, but I am going to take the higher seed. I really thought about Iona here, just because they might get that momentum. I mean, I could see it happening. It definitely could happen. This one's 50-50. This and the Ryder St. Peter's game are two of the toughest matchups to predict in this whole tournament, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't see another matchup tougher than those two. Even like the championship game, I'm pretty set in stone with what I got. This one though could definitely go either way. I'm gonna lean towards Fairfield just because they've proven a little bit more to me throughout the course of the season, but Iona could definitely go out there and do it. 3 seed Marist, 322 in offense, 84th in defense, 17 and 12 overall record. Taking on Niagara, who I'm not high on whatsoever. Niagara, 225 in offense, 280 in defense, not great. But the reason I'm going to go ahead and take Niagara here is because they are just more well-rounded than Marist. Marist having a bottom 30 offense, or just outside of bottom 30 offense. Now the defense is very good, top 100. But they have also played one of the worst non-conference schedules in the entire country. It just doesn't look like a recipe for success to me. I don't know. They definitely could just because of their defense, but I'm going to say Niagara takes a little bit of that momentum and gets it done. I'll go with a little bit of a 6-3 upset here. I'm going to take Niagara. I really don't like either of these teams. Marist definitely has the higher ceiling just because of their defense, but I'm going to take an upset here. I've actually seen a lot of people taking Marist to win this conference. I just can't see it, but definitely, I mean, it's possible. Now, looking back up at the top, 1 seed Quinnipiac taking on 5 seed St. Peter's. And I said it earlier, I'm not very high on Quinnipiac. A lot of people are. They're 23-8, but I'm not one of them. They are very well-rounded, which I do like. 190 in offense, 183 in defense. Their luck rating, though, does scare me. They're 16th in the country in luck. That is a KenPom stat that they have. I don't know how it works. They've also played one of the worst non-conference schedules in the country. I smell an upset here. I think St. Peter's gets it done. I think St. Peter's has a real chance to win this conference, if I'm being honest. I mean, if they get through that first-round matchup, now Quinnipiac will be tough. St. Peter's has a pretty tough road to win this conference, but I think they're well-equipped to do so. I mean, they're the 3rd highest-ranked KenPom team. They're only, 20. They're only like 20 spots behind Quinnipiac in overall KenPom ratings. They're 16-13, like I said earlier, top 100 defense. The offense does worry me a little bit for their chances, but they've played a pretty solid non-conference schedule. So I think St. Peter's definitely has the tools and the team to get it done in this tournament. But we'll see if I pick them to win it all. 2 seed Fairfield taking on 6 seed Niagara. And I'm not like I said earlier, I'm not very high in Niagara. I think they can get a little run going, but I don't think they get past Fairfield. Fairfield is just a very well-rounded team. They play really good offense, 133 in offense, 238 in defense, which isn't bad either. They're pretty high up in tempo. They're pretty high up in tempo. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I really like this Fairfield team. I think they can get it done over Niagara here. Um, yeah, I mean Niagara's really low in KenPom. They're one of the third or they're the fourth lowest team in this conference, but I don't know. I feel like they can get here. I don't see them going any farther though. That sets up a conference title game with the 5 seed taking on the 2 seed. And this one was really tough. This is one of the tougher games to predict in this conference, the championship, because I could honestly see a lot of different teams making it here. I could see Quinnipiac for sure, Fairfield for sure. Marist could just because of their defense. St. Peter's could definitely get here. Ryder could get here. Iona, I said earlier, I think could get here. I mean, this conference is pretty wide open to me. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the safer pick and take Fairfield. I think they're a little bit more well equipped. Like I said, they're the highest ranked KenPom team in this conference. They are the closest to being positive overall in KenPom. I'm going to go ahead and take the safe pick, but St. Peter's could definitely do it just because of how good their defense is. But, you know, Fairfield is just a more complete team, I think, and I think they get it done and punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you go down there, leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We do college basketball, college football, NFL, NBA, and MLB. And like I said earlier, we got 20 conference tournament predictions up right now. Make sure you go check those out on the channel. As always, my Discord next to linked in the description. You can join that. You can follow that. Whatever you'd like to do. But I will see you guys in a little bit with, I believe, we're starting to get into the good stuff. I believe the A10 is next. So I will see you guys in a little bit with that video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one.